Hey everyone, Shabby here, and welcome to another episode of Shabby Talk. Now, it has been a while since I've done one of these, I must admit, especially on my own. We did a few PJ Toby recently, but I've just seen a few bits of news today popping up about WWE 2K18. There has been some early things that have been announced by 2K, which is fantastic. I always like to know the details as early as possible, and I must admit, the stuff that we have found out so far is actually quite good. I'm quite excited about what I'm reading. Now, I'll start with some of the more basic things. Commentary's changed, which is a good thing, but commentary doesn't really affect me, or if you watch my videos, you either, because I switch commentary off, but they're getting rid of JBL and Jerry the King Lawler, and it is now going to be Michael Cole, Byron Saxton, and Corey Graves doing the commentary, which I think could be a nice change, and it does match up with current product as well, and I think just not having JBL on there might be the best bet there is for WWE. What else is there? There's an expanded backstage area. If you do a lot of backstage brawls and so forth, that will come in useful for you, and that will be available on online mode as well. And what else we got? Obviously we know already that that Kurt Angle is going to be the pre-order bonus for the game, which is fantastic news. It is one core that we no longer have to use to download with, so that will be quite useful as well. I'm trying to get to the good bits. My career mode and universe mode are going to be a lot more story driven. Apparently universe mode's had a whole story mode upgrade where things are not so rigid anymore. You don't have to do week 1 to week 4, week 1 to week 4 just to meet the pay-per-views anymore. It is going to literally be feuds based on however long you want them to last for, and they're going to be a lot more organic. And apparently a lot of the feuds are going to start because of something happening in the universe mode. So maybe, for example, if somebody puts their hand on the rope and the referee doesn't see it, then maybe that would be something that could start a feud potentially in 2K18. It's still very vague on what they're saying on that sort of stuff, so we'll have to wait and see as time moves on. And now to the good stuff that I'm really interested in. One thing that I saw and I was like, I didn't think about it. It wasn't something I would have requested, but now it's there. It's just so obvious and it's so great. Right. They have added an AI aspect into the game so that if two people in a stable are both in a battle royale or both enter the Royal Rumble, they will not target each other, and they will even try to work together to take out common enemies. That, my friends, is exactly what I've wanted to see for such a long time, because that's why I do sometimes drop people out of battle royals and so forth, because I don't want certain people to face each other. And the same thing with elimination chambers as well, actually. That's going to have the same AI effect on it as well. So for example, if we put 2 or 3 members of Bullet Club in an elimination chamber, they'll work on the opponents before turning on each other, which I think is a fantastic little aspect and just a clever little thing to put into the game, especially in Royal Rumbles. Of course, especially since the Royal Rumbles are now, and Battle Royales, are now going to allow 8 people in the ring at once rather than just the 6, which is good again. Another big upgrade. It's an extra 25%. No, it's not. It's an extra so many in the ring. 30%. An extra 30% of people in the ring, which is good. And that is also going to span across ladder matches as well. So ladder matches, Royal Rumbles and Battle Royales are now going to be limited to 8 people in the ring at once. Also, we're going to have the largest ever roster on a 2K game, which is not a surprise. I think we need to do that solely because of if they're going to keep a certain amount of legends in the game, then you're also going to need the guys from the Cruiserweights Classic. They're also going to need the guys from the UK tournament as well. So it is going to be a much bigger roster, and of course you've got new people in NXT as well, because when they created last year's game, they thought, great, we've got a full NXT roster now, we're foolproof for the next 12 months. And then WWE did a draft and brought nearly everybody up apart from Asuka, so we ended up with no NXT roster all year. So this year, I'm assuming we're going to get a big NXT roster. Cassius Ohno, Roderick Strong, Cien Almas, No Way Jose, Sanity, Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre, Authors of Pain, DIY. It's going to be huge. It really is. It's going to save us so many cores for our universe mode as well. And another one, which I've read in 1 or 2 places, but I haven't seen it necessarily on the 2K announcements, but I've read quite a few people saying that 2K has said about this, and it's a create a match feature. So it's an extra created feature. You can create a match, you've got certain winning conditions, certain environments, all these different things that you can put in place and then turn it into a match. So for example, you can make a first blood match where to win you switch off pinfall, submission, everything like that, and the only way to win is to cause your opponent to bleed. You can do ultimate submission like we did in before, Iron Man match with just submission moves. Maybe best 2 out of 3 falls can come back and so forth as well. But also involved in that, I understand, is going to be mixed gender matches, which I think is good as well. Because we're getting to a point now with Women's Revolution where there's no reason why certain women can't wrestle the men. For example, I'd love to see Nia Jax take on a few of the men. I think she'll do really well. And Tamina Snuka as well. But even the rest of the women, I think there's no woman now that couldn't adequately take on a man and put on a decent show in the WWE. And that's what I would like to see. And it looks like that's what we are going to see in 2K18. But of course, these are all quite early things that I'm sure we'll find out as time goes on exactly what's going to happen and all that sort of stuff. But those are the things that have given us early on. Normally, we start to find out more details across the summer. So maybe when it gets into August, and normally SummerSlam time is when they start to leak some of the members of the roster. And I'm looking forward to that straight away. And we can start to look at potentially what we're going to do for our SWE Universe mode in WWE 2K18. So there we go, that's just a quick one. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, like and subscribe and all the other stuff. And if I find out any other 2K18 news, I will be back to let you guys know straight away. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon for some more Shabby Talk. Bye.